also live on Facebook. You can also WhatsApp us at 378-4975. Well, as I look out of our studio here in Couva in central Trinidad, I can tell you it's very bright this morning. The sun is up, yes, and we can expect some hot spells today. This is according to the Met Office. And note that if you do have to venture outside this morning, people, or during the course of the day, mask up. It's the law. I'll keep reminding you of that. Mask up, it's the law. Failure to do such, well then, you can be ticketed by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. So note that you need to mask up to protect yourself, to protect your loved ones, and to flatten the curve. Already we would have had recorded 5 deaths yesterday, COVID-19 deaths, of course, and it's a very, very frightening situation. Indeed, this morning I spoke to Nicole about it, and we said, it is important that as a people we continue to adhere to all of the guidelines as outlined by the Ministry of Health. So stay safe, people, stay safe. Good morning and welcome to today's edition of the morning program. It's just about 12 minutes here past the hour of 6 o'clock, and that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of a radio 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. At this time, let's take a look at what are some of the major stories as published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Today it's Wednesday, September 2nd, 2020, and in today's edition, well, we are 48 pages in total, yes, 48 pages. On the front cover of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper, a recipe for disaster, that's the caption, as this graphic photograph show a number of people mingling, not observing social distancing, as they wait outside of a bank in downtown Port-of-Spain. It just goes to show the level of discipline which we as a people tend to display. It's a very a photograph that is compromising the health of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Psychiatrists on doubling of COVID-19 deaths in Trinidad and Tobago, a reality check. Now, that story, you can get the details on page 3 of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Tobagonians are wearing a face mask. The story said, Tobagonians are generally wearing face masks in public. This is the view of the police's Tobago Division's media ambassador, Sergeant Alicia Pigot. Tracking COVID, well, COVID-19 in Trinidad and Tobago, active cases 1,085, total confirmed cases 1,797, number of deaths recorded thus far 27, recovered 685. So yes, a very frightening situation indeed. 1,797 total confirmed cases in Trinidad and Tobago. As schools reopen virtually, this story is on page 4. Corporate Trinidad and Tobago are ready to help students get online. And yeah, Faiq Mohammed is the new Shoguna's mayor. During the course of today or during the course of the week, I'll try to get him on the line where we can conduct an interview with him to get his thoughts, to get his views on moving the borough of Shogunas forward. Yes, Faiq Mohammed is the new mayor of Shogunas. The 32-year-old former deputy mayor was sworn in on Tuesday afternoon at the corporation's auditorium in Shogunas. AmCham, budget must focus on recovery. Those stories on page 4. Mixed views on schools' virtual opening. That story is on page 5. Many parents opting for curbside pickup at bookstores. At least one bookstore owner is saying that while parents are buying school books, there has been a noticeable shift to curbside pickup arrangements at bookstores. Minister of Education, Dr. Nayan Gadsby Dolly, physical virtual attendance of teachers Tuesday. The story said several teachers opted to report for duty virtually on the first day of the new school year yesterday, this according to the Ministry of Education. Those stories are on page 5 of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. On page 7, virtual law term opening on September 16th, and President Paula May Weeks postpones national awards indefinitely. The national awards ceremony for this year has been postponed indefinitely. The Office of the President, in a release yesterday, said it had not yet received the list of those selected to receive awards this year, and this compromised its ability to host the awards to the usual standard on September 24th, which is, of course, a Republic Day. So those are about some of the stories, as I said, published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. You can go outside there and purchase your copy of this publication at all leading newsstands throughout the country. It is priced at only $3. First ever female new United Kingdom High Commissioner arrives in this country. Well, according to the story, newly appointed British High Commissioner to Trinidad and Tobago, Harriet Cross, has arrived in this country and is undergoing 2 weeks quarantine. Onto the crime front now. Well, Happiness murder accused in Port of Spain court. 4 locals and 2 Venezuelans appeared before a Port of Spain magistrate yesterday, charged with the murder of Zhangong Fang during a home invasion at the Happiness Grocery in Barataria on August 23rd. Suspect still on the run. Claxon Bay murder victims' children. Where is mommy? And probe into soldiers' inflammatory comments continues. Those stories are on page 9 of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. On to some other news as published in today's edition. Kamla Prasad Bisesa, the opposition leader, government using UNC COVID-19 ideas. Really? Well, let's take a look at what is this story saying. My apologies. Opposition leader Kamla Prasad Bisesa yesterday claimed the government's decision to do antigen testing as part of the national response against COVID-19 is an idea from the United National Congress. In a post on her Facebook page, Prasad Bisesa referred to Health Minister Terence Dial Singh's announcement on Monday that government signed an agreement with the Pan-American Health Organization and has bought 160,000 rapid test antigen test kits. She said she made the additional suggestions for government to consider in the fight against COVID-19. Now that story is on page 10. You should take some time out to get a copy and read the details there. Infectious disease specialists don't take antigen results as gospel. Tobago's recovery teams work coming along nicely. So go outside here, people. Purchase your copy of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. As I said, it's available at all leading newsstands. Well, on to some cricketing news now, sporting news, as we continue to look at the Caribbean Premier League. Well, yesterday down at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy, well, the Trinbago Knight Riders, they got the better of Jamaica Talawas in a high-scoring game indeed. And today, 2 games are carded. Yes, today it's a Wednesday, the 2nd of September. You've got the Trinbago Knight Riders back-to-back games. They're coming up against the Patriots. The Patriots is captained by our very own Riyad Emirates. And in the afternoon game at around 5:30, the St. Lucia Zooks will be coming up against the Guyana Amazon Warriors. Those are the 2 fixtures for today as CPL action continues down at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. All right, stay with us here, 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. When I come back, I'll open the lines and we'll continue with our discussion, where you can call us at 636-7547, 227-5739, and you can also WhatsApp us at 378-4975. Let me remind you also too, you can catch us on Facebook at, and you can also catch us on YouTube at RCL U975 FM. Stay with us here, 975 FM. When I come back, we'll open the lines.
To you, Newsday Classifieds. Take Value Optical to be your partner.
I do.
I do.
I now pronounce free eye test from Value Optical for Newsday Classified customers. Call the Newsday Classified reps for more information. You may now kiss the bride.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations: Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio is now on Facebook. Like us, follow and share our page. We'll be sharing the latest news, tips and much more. You can also view what's happening in our studio. Find us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel at RCL U975.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
Can't go anywhere to enjoy yourself? Well, join us on 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio, as we got your Saturdays covered. The party starts from 8 a.m. Yes, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. We got Sharon Baruch alongside DJ Vishal. 12 to 3 p.m. Captain Kendall is in full flight and will take you straight into 3 to 6 as DJ Anil will put you into the mix. Then from 6 to 9, the man DJ Sean, half man, half amazing, takes the spotlight from 6 to 9. And from 9 to 1, the man Corky D steps into the building and he will mix it up for you into the morning. Tune in, log on 975radio.com as we put you in the party mood with all of our DJs and announcers. Tell your friends, tell your family, 975radio.com.
Yes, indeed, and thank you very much for being with us here at 97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper. Just about 24 minutes here past the hour of 6 o'clock, and that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of radio 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. So what's on our plate here this morning, people? What's on our plate? Well, we have a number of issues to discuss this morning. Certainly COVID-19 is at the top of the list. We'll also look at what would have transpired yesterday with the school reopening virtually, of course, not physically, virtually. And according to reports emanating out of the Ministry of Education, it was well supported. The measure was well supported by the teaching fraternity. The big news here this morning, though, is that 5 more people would have died as a result of COVID-19. A very frightening situation indeed in Trinidad and Tobago. And despite all of the, let's say, advice, despite all of the comments coming from the Ministry of Health, people in this country still continue to flout the law. People in this country continue to behave in a particular way. Yesterday on my way home, I would have stopped at the supermarket and I would have witnessed quite a number of people not adhering to the law, that is, to mask up. Again, people note that if you continue to flout the law, if you continue to behave in a particular way, this virus will continue to spread in Trinidad and Tobago. It will continue, despite all of the laws being drafted, despite the legislation, despite what Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith is saying. We need to adhere. We need to be responsible. And I've been saying this for the longest while. People, the rate at which this virus is raging through Trinidad and Tobago Remember about a month ago I told you that one medical operative would have told me that at the end of 2020 we can record over 2,000. Well, let me tell you, today is the 2nd of September and we would have recorded 1,797 cases. Yesterday alone there would have been, according to the Ministry of Health, 38 new cases yesterday. 38 new cases yesterday. And I'm sure by the end of today, this figure will continue to climb. Let me just give you the stats. 1,797, 27 deaths. Tests submitted, 23,934. Discharged, 685. Now, discharge does not necessarily mean to say recovered. Discharge. The global positive cases, 25,889,823. Global death toll, 860,270. Now, if that's not a frightening figure for you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, well, I don't know. My apologies. Yes, the Saharan dust is in the air and it is affecting my throat. So, if that figure is not frightening to you people, well, I don't know what is. We need to be conscious of what is happening in and around us. We need to be responsible. Now, let's look at the murder toll for the year. 267. 267 for the year thus far. So, we need to understand what is happening outside there, people. A number of business places, well, they have already signaled to some of the staffers to make certain cutbacks. It does not augur well for the economy of Trinidad and Tobago. So we need to be very, very careful indeed as we move forward. Well, the sun is up this morning, and according to the Met Office, we can expect some hot spells today. So if you do have to venture outside, as I told you this morning, please stay hydrated, and if you are suffering from any respiratory ailments, well, then you need to take all of the necessary precaution. Well, I have a caller here on the line. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. I'm sorry to miss your call, my friend. You need to call us back at 636-7547, 227-5739. Shogunas yesterday is that Faik Mohammed is the new mayor of Shogunas. He would have served as a deputy mayor, and yesterday he was sworn in as the mayor of Shogunas. As I told you, I will try to get in touch with him to get a conversation going with him to find out about his plans to move the borough forward. The story said, new Shogunas mayor Faik Mohammed plans to have consultations before he makes any major moves to solve the traffic problem in Shogunas. Well, that is a perennial problem. We have heard from former mayors in Orlando Nagisa and also Gopal Budan and even Vandana Mohit. They too would have attempted to introduce measures to deal with the traffic gridlock in and around the Shogunas borough, and also to with the wave of criminality and improve infrastructure in the Shogunas of borough. So we just have to look and see as to how this new mayor will tackle these problems and these challenges facing the burgesses of Shogunas. High teacher turnout for virtual school reopening. According to a report, some 97% of primary school teachers and 95% of secondary school teachers reported for duty yesterday, the first day of the new school year, under new guidelines forced by the COVID-19 pandemic. A report said some did so virtually while others attended physically. So kudos goes out to the teaching fraternity for actually coming out in these challenging times to impart knowledge and to educate the young minds of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, this is a story which I want to talk about here this morning. Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith, no rush to charge 8-year-olds without mask. According to the Commissioner of Police, he'll try to use what you call moral suasion to ensure that guardians and parents take responsibility to ensure that their children wear a mask. So those children who are under the age of 8, well, you will not be mandated to wear masks, and those above the age of 8, well, then you will have to wear masks. Today, my understanding is that the Attorney General and more so the Commissioner of Police, Gary Griffith, will introduce or rather alert the population as to the specifics of this new law. There's some ambiguity in it, and even yesterday in conversation with people, they too are not too sure, not too clear as to how this new measure will impact on them. Note also too, even this morning when I stopped to purchase my newspapers this morning, a gentleman was asking me whether he has to wear the mask if he in his vehicle. I said you do not have to wear the mask if you are alone in the vehicle, but if you have other people around you in the vehicle, well then you need to wear the mask. It's as simple as that. So if you need more information, well then you can visit the Ministry of Health website, and you can also visit the Attorney General and the Office of the Attorney General website and what have you, and you will get the necessary information. But us here at 97.5 will try to do what is important, what is the most responsible thing to do, and keep you informed as to we move forward. It's just about 27 minutes here to the hour of 7 o'clock. Let's take a commercial break, and when I come back, we'll continue with our discussion. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us here.
You can now listen to business news Monday to Fridays at 5 p.m. Get updated on all the latest business developments. Tune in to U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, where we keep you informed, educated, and entertained. U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio is now on Facebook. Like us, follow, and share our page. We'll be sharing the latest news, tips, and much more. You can also view what's happening in our studio. Find us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel at RCL U975.
Hop on the gospel train with yours truly, Carl Ragbert, right here on your favorite frequency, U975 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, every Saturday morning from the early hours of 4 to 6 a.m. A mixture of the best gospel music and worship. It's a gospel train. Hop on every Saturday morning from 4 to 6 a.m. U975 FM, we're number one and everyone else is number two.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8.
Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
Newsday Classifieds. Take Value Optical to be your partner.
I do.
I do.
I now pronounce free eye test from Value Optical for Newsday Classified customers. Call the Newsday Classified reps for more information. You may now kiss the bride.
It's the talk of the town. It's Talk It Talk on U975 FM Monday to Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. So join me, your host Mukesh Baburam, on a 3-hour journey guaranteed to take your stress away. Remember, Monday to Thursday right here on U975 FM.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. As we climbing up to the hour of 7 o'clock, just about 24 minutes here to the hour of 7. And that time check came to you through the kind KDC of a radio, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Let's go to the lines. Hello, good morning. Okay, I'm sorry to miss your call. You need to call us back at 6367547, 227-5739. And you can also also WhatsApp us at 378-4975 as we continue to look at the issues of the day. Well, reports emanating from the Ministry of Education would have been very positive indeed. This is according to the ministry. There would have been a 95% turnout of teachers to continue with virtual training. Some even attended schools indeed. But let me take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Ken. How are you?
Good morning, and well, it's refreshing to note that, the teaching fraternity would have supported this measure emanating from the Ministry of Education, virtual teaching. Go ahead, what's on your mind?
Yeah, well, that was one of the reasons why I called again. Is that I would personally like to really, commend teachers in this pandemic now for presenting themselves at their respective schools, right? All with the end result of helping our kids who are, I think, between you and me, who are actually strangulating at home in the education domain. And I think that, they have to be commended. And as our Prime Minister said, something, Ken, in every iota of every function right now in this country, there is a certain amount of risk. You collect a letter, you want to buy newspaper, you go pity our garbage collectors and so forth, and there is a certain amount of risk and so forth. Yeah? And teachers must appreciate that. I mean, they are taking protective measures, right, which is very good. And I think all in all, I think that we have certainly to assist our charges at school because they have been actually going through a terrible patch. And I want to really commend those teachers who are actually taking the bull by the horns and actually going to help all of these kids at school. And I want to encourage those who are not 100% behind this thing, because I mean, everybody needs to be on deck, right, for this situation.
But I agree with you, and hence the reason why I'm supporting this measure where all stakeholders need to meet with the Ministry of Education going forward. Because these bodies must meet on a regular basis, because these are very challenging times indeed, and you cannot, it will be impossible to find the perfect fit. But what you need to do is try to address the situation as best as you can, and the only way to address it is by meeting with all stakeholders. You would agree with me?
No, I certainly agree, Ken, there, because we know we, moving forward, right? And there must be conciliation. There must be conciliation by all parties concerned. There must be conciliation by the PTA, by the national PTA, by tutor, and especially by teachers too. They have to know there is a certain amount of bending necessary, all for the benefit of the kids. So those teachers who presented themselves, especially those who physically presented themselves, I mean, a depth of gratitude certainly needs to be owed to these people, and it's a case of moving on, Ken.
Well, it would be quite challenging indeed for teachers to impart knowledge to the charges in this environment, because I'm hearing now that teachers are required to submit printed packages to students, and I don't know how that will peter out. I just don't know, because even teachers themselves, they too are handicapped in some instances in delivering to their students. You would agree with me?
Yeah, but I mean, Ken, I think that actually providing printing packages ought to be absolutely no problem, because schools have a lot of facilities, and I think if they don't have adequate facilities now, it should be supplemented, and that shouldn't take a long time. And this thing about supplying printing packages is happening all over the world, right? Especially to the younger ones, people in first year, second year, standard one, and so forth. Right? Teachers are asked to prepare printed packages and are asked to actually, collect little text and things, some of them. Yeah, so what? They are being paid to do this work, and I think they should be doing it by all means, right? Because it is being done all over the world right now.
Right.
If you cannot virtually access the kids, if there will be some kids who cannot be virtually accessed. I think they need to have packages, right? Prepare the packages and have it in the school so that parents could actually come and collect the pack, all for the benefit of the students. I mean, these people, they are being paid money, Ken, and they have to be actually doing things, I think, all for the benefit of the charges.
All right.
Thanks, Ken.
All right, well, I hear you. But listen to the argument being put forward by the Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association and its president, Antonia De Freitas. According to her, another issue highlighted by the union was plagiarism, noting teachers are required to provide printing packages of learning material for those who cannot participate in the online environment once a week, which local book distributors and sellers are concerned about. So that's very important. This printed material, she argued, if it comes from locally printed material, can open up teachers to face charges like that. Charges talking here about plagiarism. So it's a concern for the Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association. As I said, there's no perfect fit in this matter, and I will again continue to clamor for all stakeholders to meet on a regular basis, on a timely basis, moving forward to address the issues and challenges facing the teaching fraternity as teachers prepare students and so on. So it's a challenging matter indeed. Let's take another call on the line. Hello, good morning and welcome. Hello, good morning. All right, I'm sorry to miss your call. You need to call us back, 636-7547-227-5739. Those are the numbers to get into our program here this morning. Yes, so as in case it would have escaped you, Faik Mohammed, I've been asking this question last week, who will be the new mayor of Shogunas? Well, a number of people would have said that Faik Mohammed, who would have served as deputy mayor, will be anointed as the new mayor of Shogunas. Well, yesterday he was sworn in as the new mayor of Shogunas. Remember, this young man came to the fore based on the Independent Liberal Party. Remember that party formed by Jack Warner, and there would have been certain concerns in terms of his, let's say, moving forward within the confines of the borough indeed. Anyway, we need to take a commercial break at this time, and when I come back, we'll continue. Stay with us, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations. Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8.
Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
Well, I've been trying to get in touch with the new mayor of Shogunas, Faik Mohammed, on the line, but I will have failed thus far. I'll try work a bit later on during the morning, because I want to get his thoughts, as I said, on some of the challenges facing the Burgesses in San Fernando. Their perennial problems as 1, flooding, 2, unplanned development, 3, traffic gridlock, 4, garbage collection and what have you. So there are a number of challenges which is facing this new mayor, and I want to find out from him what are his plans in moving forward in addressing these issues. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. All right, well, I don't know what's happening this morning, my friend, but you need to call me back at 6367547 and 227-5739. Well, according to all reports, the President, Paula May Weeks, she has cancelled indefinitely, or rather postponed indefinitely, the National Awards. According to the story, the National Awards ceremony for this year has been postponed indefinitely. The Office of the President, in a release yesterday, said it had not yet received the list of those selected to receive awards this year, and this compromised its ability to host the awards to the usual standard on September 24th, which is Republic Day. The Office of the President said it was aware that the National Awards Committee had extended its deadline for nominations from April 30th to May 29th. Let's take this caller. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, Ken.
Good morning to you, Chris. How are you this morning? What's happening?
Not bad, man, not bad. I would like you to get that interview with somebody from health. We had this situation so much under control that only people who came in the country had the virus. And when those who didn't have it, we had them in quarantine for 14 days to make it sure that they didn't have it. And we treated them. I was no offense wrong.
No, but hold on. Are you of the view, like many, Chris, that the Ministry of Health is now overwhelmed with the situation?
Yes.
And I say that to you because here it is, according to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, he is prepared to bring home more and more nationals living abroad back home. But in order to do that, you have to create room, and by creating room, you're compromising your parallel health system by sending home people.
See, this is where your questions come into mind. You're hearing you cannot bring, you don't want to overwhelm the system, you don't want to have people come in and spread it. Then when you have this spread, without explaining to us, the population, how this spread takes place, you're going to bring more again.
Yeah,
you
but
already say, I can't control it.
Yeah, but hold on. Don't you think that the Prime Minister was a bit premature in making such an announcement? Because here it is, you making a promise to the people that you're going to bring them home. but then you're talking about transport. In other words, find the transport, the mechanism, and the infrastructure to bring these people home, and then make the
treat
announcement.
them when they come here.
Yes.
You see, I think all of this is an eyewash to not answer the question on how we got here.
All right. Well,
if we have such such perfect system,
how did
system?
How did we get here?
Exactly.
Let's say about 6 weeks ago or a month ago, we would have been of the opinion that this country would have handled the situation quite good indeed.
That's right. And only people coming in, and we stop them from coming. When the people want to come and talk to the Minister of National Security, you have to get special permission. They get here, they put in quarantine, they kept there to ensure that they don't have it. So what went wrong?
Well,
I want to hear what went wrong before I hear all it's about more people coming in.
Well, people are saying because of the movement of a mass of people during the election campaign. That can be an argument.
If that is the case, let the Prime Minister say. Let him said he compromised the health of the nation to win an election.
And another argument being put forward is the number of illegal immigrants entering through our porous borders. Well, there's
then I will say, Mr. Prime Minister, you have 12 boats in Shagarama and you don't have diesel to run them. So in either case, you are taking responsibility. You are saying you are the one responsible for this.
Right. And another argument being put forward is this one. As we test more and more, as tests are ramped up, you will get more and more people showing signs and becoming positive in when they're tested.
That one will fall squarely like a hot potato in the Prime Minister's lap. And Kanda Basad will say, are they telling you so? Are they telling you you're not tested enough? So in each of those events...
Because, I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to make that determination, Chris. If you do not test people, well, they will remain negative, yes?
You wouldn't know?
Yeah. But when you continue to ramp up
testing... And the World Health Organization said 10% of the population. We are not even testing 2%.
Because I know that you would have been making that point to ramp up testing in the country. And now that testing are being ramped up, we have more and more cases coming to the fore.
You look at this, the executive decisions taken, that has put the country at risk. Thank you again.
Okay, my friend. Well, thank you very much for your contribution here with me this morning. Well, there's a view being expressed outside there that the government of the day, or more so the Ministry of Health, would not have been honest in their approach to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. That's a view being shared, not mine or 975. And yes, as you continue to test more and more, you'll find that you're getting more and more positive results. It's a very frightening situation, people. Very frightening indeed. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Yes, morning to all the listeners and callers, Mr. Jagannath.
Good morning, Mr. Belmont.
Now, I heard your callers and I agree with you. I agree with you all the weeks and months you have been saying it, that we need more consultation by the stakeholders and we need a better effort with the COVID. I agree with that entirely. But when you talk about stakeholders, they must let stakeholders on crime get together as well. Because this morning you will see 2 people were murdered yesterday, one in Sandy Grande, one in Narima, and the murder is ahead of the COVID, and every day you're seeing more and more murders, and we must deal with murders and crime. Thank you very much. You have a good program.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Belmont. Well, no, I mean, the emphasis and focus is on tackling this pandemic, COVID-19. That does not necessarily mean to say that we are not supposed to look at what is happening on the crime front. I've been saying this for the longest while, that the wave of criminality continues in Trinidad and Tobago. And I told you the murder figure this morning, which is bordering around 267 or 268. And it will be quite a challenge for the TTPS. I say that to you. Now that we have this mass law, I mean, it is difficult for the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to stop everybody. Anyway, let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, sir. How are you doing? What's happening?
Good, man. You know, actually, I'm thinking just how is that you have to read out our budget, and you know, things are getting hard, very challenging out here. I mean, a lot of people in the breadline right now, because I work in the industry right now, there's not much work activities going on, right? And a lot of private contractors eliminate some staff to very minimum when they have a flow of workers coming in frequent in these companies, right? And I hope that the government put things in place in the budget not to pressure the people at this moment, because remember, you say it's 2 years, we have to sail through, right? And I hope we keep that into consideration. And I mean, at the end of the day, the government so far, I haven't seen anything being done to bring in any revenue in the last 4 years. And what's the plan? Because remember, they have 41 or 40 members to come up with a vision to bring forth a venue or something to move forward.
But hold on. What are your expectations in the budget?
Well, Kendrick, to be honest here, I mean, taxes right now is a no-no. And I know they want the gas price, all these things. I mean, it will affect customers, right? And these things should have a hold right now. Because at the end of the day, people are not working. If they don't have any money, how are you going to think? Even grocery prices, when you're going groceries right now, things are going up. There's no regulation. We should put things in place that we should have a standard price now at this hard time, right? When you go in the grocery, if something is $1, it should be $1 in all the groceries, right? And I'm looking forward to seeing something like this.
Yeah, but hold on. In the fall, with the fall in revenue, fall in oil prices and energy prices being what they are today, how do you expect the government of the day to raise the revenue? We have a large public servant, a large public service which we need to satisfy. We also have the teachers, the police officers, fire officers, and what have you. How are we going to keep these people employed?
Well, you see, Kendrick, it goes back to the last 4 years that the government was in power. What they have done so far, at least to waiver these costs, nothing. When you really look at it, nothing. Right? They talk about agriculture. The last administration also talk about agriculture. What state are we in right now with agriculture? When these farmers go and plant things, right? People coming and thieving it. So how it is that we could move forward as a country when you don't have a vision? And this government do not have a vision. They come with this COVID thing. They spend a lot of money, right? They spend a lot of money in this COVID. Where the money gone? Where you're not seeing value, right? You telling me how much tests that we have done with how much billions?
Well, I did not cut you off, my friend. Something seems to be wrong with our connection here this morning. Anyway, we're heading up to the hour of 8 o'clock. We'll take 7 o'clock. We'll take the 7 o'clock newscast with Nicole Duki, and then we'll continue with the second hour of today's edition of the morning program, You Talk on 975. Well, it's a discussion which I want to continue with the budget of 2020-2021, a package which will be presented by Finance Minister Colin Imber. Given the guava season which we are in, people are already calling on the government of the day, more so the Finance Minister, not to introduce any more new taxes and to put increased burden on the people of Trinidad and Tobago. But reports emanating, or rather reports filtering into our studio here this morning, is that the government will be looking to put taxes in certain areas. And if you would have listened to Franklin Khan, Minister of Energy, on election night, you would have noted that he would have said quite clearly, taxes will be coming. So it's a very frightening situation indeed for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Stay with us here, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. We're going up to the 7 o'clock newscast with Nicole Duki.
Time has come. New 97.5. Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 975 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for major news to the hour. It comes to you with the very kind compliments of Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Lisha Limited, the Trinidad and Tobago Newsday, and Darpan Trading Company Limited.
This is the 7 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Nicole Duki. Good morning. A woman has been chopped to death. She has been identified as 29-year-old Shireen Huggins of Dan Kelly, Laventil. She was killed at around 4 o'clock this morning. According to reports, Huggins was chopped to death during a domestic dispute. President of the Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association, Antonia De Freitas, said there were some issues that need to be worked out. This comes following the opening of schools yesterday. This week is for planning and reporting. Mrs. De Freitas, however, said there was a good turnout of teachers.
Of course, we have identified some challenges, some issues that will need to be ironed out at the level of the Chief Personnel Officer or employer, or at the level of the Ministry of Education. For example, depending on the location of the school, we may not have connectivity access with a Wi-Fi devices in that particular community.
She said parents and students who were not contacted should not worry.
For planning, next week we will have a bit of student and parent orientation. So it's anticipated that during the course of next week, the schools will be contacting parents to let them know the classes that they will be in, and to orient them as to how to navigate this virtual environment, the expectations of the students, their responsibilities, as well as the responsibilities and expectations from parents.
Meanwhile, Education Minister Dr. Nayan Gadsby-Dolly stated that there was a high attendance of principals, vice principals, and teachers on Tuesday. She said the Ministry of Education remains committed to ensuring that the education of our children continues even under the current COVID-19 predicament. Residents of Moruga continued protest action on Tuesday. They have been protesting over the alleged police killing of one of their own. The residents are demanding that action be taken against the police officer who shot and killed Venrick Holden on Friday afternoon. They want the officer brought to justice.
Leave his house and gone with his friend, and the person that he was moving with is a civilian, not an officer. You understand? And all you kill a man, and then you breach protocol on top of that, because if you say a man attack you and you shoot him, you're supposed to wait for other police to respond. You take up the man and you throw him in your car. You understand? We don't know where you carry him. Up to now, we don't know where we brought it.
The residents say they are fearful since the officer lives in the community.
The police officer in the incident gave one statement stating an account of what happened, and the whole nation saw a video of what really played on, and he's still living in our community. And we are all afraid of living because this is a man who has his gun home, so he could be shooting anybody. We are all in fear.
Meanwhile, an investigation is continuing into the incident. The probe is being undertaken by the Police Complaints Authority, which assured that due process will be followed. It said it will not express any views prior to any determination by a court. Faik Mohammed is the new mayor of Chaguanas. The 32-year-old former deputy mayor was sworn in on Tuesday afternoon at the corporation's auditorium in Chaguanas. The mayor's position became vacant when Vandana Mohit became the Chaguanas East MP after the August 10th general election. A deputy will be appointed at a later date. His first order of business is to meet on Wednesday with council members to discuss COVID-19 and to chart a way forward. You are listening to the 7 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. It's time now to take a look at regional and international developments. We start with news from the region. A new tropical storm has formed in the Caribbean Sea and is forecast to become a hurricane before moving ashore in Central America. According to the National Hurricane Center, Tropical Storm Nana is expected to bring with it damaging winds and torrential rainfall that could cause widespread flooding. A tropical storm watch has been issued in Belize and northern Honduras. Residents have been told to expect tropical storm force winds from late on Wednesday. The National Hurricane Center said it may soon become necessary to issue similar advisories in Central America. Internationally, 14 people are to go on trial in France over the deadly attack on the ironic magazine Charlie Hebdo more than 5 years ago. Most of the alleged accomplices will stand trial in Paris on Wednesday, but 3 will be trialed in absentia. They are accused of helping a militant Islamist attackers who shot dead 12 people in and around Charlie Hebdo's offices on January 2015. A third gunman shot dead a policewoman and attacked a Jewish supermarket. In total, 17 people were killed in a period of just 3 days. The killings marked the beginning of a wave of jihadist attacks across France that left more than 250 people dead. In news of the weather for the period today until tonight, Trinidad, Tobago and the remainder of the Lesser Antilles, partly cloudy conditions are expected with intervals of light to moderate showers occurring in varying localities. There is a 60% chance of a few heavy showers and thunderstorms from afternoon onwards. These conditions will continue into the early part of the night, with improvement expected after midnight. Gusty winds, street and flash flooding are likely in areas of heavy showers and thunderstorms. Seas are slight to moderate with waves 1 to 1.5 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. The current temperature is 24 degrees Celsius. And this brings us to the end of the 7 a.m. newscast on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Stay tuned for another newscast at 8 a.m. I am Nicole Duki. Good morning.
Well, thank you very much, Nicole, for that 7 o'clock newscast on 975. Note that we can catch Nicole again at 8 o'clock for another newscast. Stay with us at 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. You're with the morning program. Note that you can get into our program this morning by calling me at 636-7547, 227-5739. Let's go to some commercials this morning, and when I come back, we'll continue with our discussion. Stay with us. All right, well, I have a caller here on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Good morning, Kenrick. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Good morning to you, Larry. What's happening?
Kenrick, a couple of my friends sent me a video on WhatsApp and even on Messenger. And it's a video that a doctor in America, Dr. Richard Bertard, right, who's a former veterinarian, a former vet of the American country, America. And he was explaining about wearing masks, the type of mask, the second wave, the third wave, and even the vaccine. Kenrick, since your station has been on this COVID-19, but the rest of the station talking politics, even though the campaign done and the election finished.
The election is over, Larry.
I know.
A new government has been sworn in.
Right. So, Kenrick, I'll give you 97.5 our homework to do. Is it possible, Kenrick, that you all can get a doctor in the studio for a morning program? And this is going to be very educational for all citizens who is locked onto this frequency. For a doctor to explain to the citizens and even to regular person like me and you, a purpose in wearing a mask, what type of mask, how long can you have on a mask? Because I'm looking at people who are working from 8 in the morning. What effect does this mask really have on people who are breathing back the same air that they are breathing back in? We passed the law because of careless citizens in this country who are not abiding with advice from the ministry. Because this question that I'm asking goes back to Chris' contribution a while ago. How did we get here? Why did we get here? Was the government of the day really dealing with COVID-19 from day one? And if we had imported cases, how can we get community spread and we are getting deaths now from old people, and then you are saying you are recovered patient, which is, that information is wrong. You have to say discharge. Because if we are sending people home after 7 days of being in government quarantine, then the population needs to know recovered from COVID-19. And two, if the ministry and the doctors and the nurses and them doing further tests for these people 2 weeks apart to see if these people still have symptoms of COVID-19. So, Kenrick, I know you want to go to the commercial. I am asking you 97.5. I am going to try to talk to a doctor to see if I can get him to come into your program to spend a morning with you to explain to the population if wearing a mask does really protect you, one, how long you should wear a mask, the type of mask should be used, and what are the complications in wearing masks under COVID-19 restriction. Have a good morning.
All right, well, thank you. Well, certainly it's a welcome suggestion. And we would have attempted to get in touch with various medical practitioners to get their views on this matter. And it's one of interpretation. And I always say to you, Larry, and the listening audience, that the wearing of a face mask, whether it's a double or triple pleated, in essence, it's not the wear at all. The wearing of a mask is just an additional security measure to protect yourself. You need to observe, while you wear the mask, to observe all the necessary health guidelines. But I share your thoughts, and here's something that which we will entertain. Anyway, thank you very much. A bit later on, I'll be chatting with Rajiv Dipti, who is the president of the Supermarket Association of Trinidad and Tobago. Stay with us here, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Let's go to some commercials.
Durban Trading Company Limited Supermarket, your one-stop shop for all your wholesale and retail items, conveniently located at 28 Foster Road in Sandy Grande. Take advantage of the most unbeatable prices. Need to transfer money or pay a bill? Then they have you covered. Call 627-3063 or 223-0630 for more information.
To you, Newsday Classifieds. Take Value Optical to be your partner.
I do.
I do.
I now pronounce free eye test from Value Optical for Newsday Classified customers. Call the Newsday Classified reps for more information. You may now kiss the bride.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Caricare International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card, and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rocha Douglas Road, Barrackpore, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
Yes, indeed, and thanks for staying with us here at 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio. Well, with me on the line now is Rajiv Dipti, who is the president of the Supermarket Association of Trinidad and Tobago. Let's take him live on it. Good morning, Mr. Dipti, and thanks for taking our call this morning.
Morning, Kenrick. Thank you for having me on the show.
Well, it's indeed a pleasure to always chat with you. I know that I describe you as a patriot of Trinidad and Tobago, looking at what is in the best interest of all of the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you very kindly, Kenrick. I always intend to.
All right. Moving forward, there are some issues which I want to chat with you here a bit. Yesterday, the borough of Shogunas would have accepted a new mayor in Faik Ali, Mohammed rather, a 32-year-old young man. Your thoughts on his stewardship thus far, because he was a councillor at one time. Your thoughts on his stewardship. What are some of the challenges that you think this new mayor would have in moving the borough forward, making it, let's say, one of the better boroughs in Trinidad and in Trinidad? Go ahead.
I think the challenges for his tenure are very traditional in that the challenges have always remained the same in moving Shogunas forward. There have always been the issues of for the Shogunas Borough Corporation with its mandate to make Shogunas a thriving hub of industry and commerce in Trinidad and Tobago, and it has always been something that every mayor has had to deal with. I do wish the mayor were given his experience as a counselor, I expect that he will be familiar with the challenges. I expect that he will be up to the task, and it's a bit early to give him any marks going forward, but that he would be able to do so with the experience that he has and the team around him. I am familiar with some of the team at the Chaguanas Borough Corporation, and they have a very good team. I know they try very hard, they work very hard in the interest of the borough of Chaguanas and the people there. He will definitely have to hit the ground running. They have always been very ambitious, and at this time I wait before I give him any marks going forward. I would like to touch base to see what their mandate is going forward.
All right, but as one of the more prominent business person in the jurisdiction, are you planning with other stakeholders, of course, to have a discussion, to have any sort of consultation meeting with this new mayor moving forward?
Of course. We in the traditional business chambers always put in courtesy calls to the mayor. We are very the Supermarket Association itself has an office location that we are developing in Chaguanas, and it's very close to the Chaguanas Borough Corporation. So we work very close with the mayor there, as we would have going all the way back to Mr. Gopal Buran. We would have had working relationships with them. So certainly that is something that we intend to do.
All right. Well, you spoke about former Mayor Gopal Budan, and I also know that you would have had some sort of working relationship with the other mayor, in this respect, Orlando Nagisa. But not much has been done in terms of infrastructure. The challenges remain the same for the businesses in Chaguanas. I'm talking here about traffic gridlock, unplanned development and crime. The challenges that continue remains the same. What are you hoping for?
I am hoping to see some innovation. The private sector in Chaguanas has always been very supportive once the working relationship is established. The challenges are all about prioritizing how the budgets are prepared and that kind of thing at this time. But we have some very good members in Chaguanas, and they are always working closely to develop and protect the interests of their people. So, and they do this hand in hand with, I know this for a fact, with many councillors and with the mayor. So the mayor has a big task on his hands, but he will find a lot of support once he puts out the right message.
Mr. Ditpi, when last we spoke, I touched base with you on the budget of 2020-2021, and there's an expectation that given the fact that we have what you call a fall in revenue, a fall in oil prices, energy prices, that Minister of Finance, Colm Imber, may impose greater taxation on the people of Trinidad and Tobago. What are your thoughts?
It's not something that we would like to see at this time. I don't think anyone wants to see greater taxation right now. I think right now is a very hard time for all SMEs. I think right now is a hard time for all businesses. I think that where corporation tax, business levy, green fund is concerned, it's already in a high place. Operating overheads are already at a place where the average business cannot continue to sustain these levels of cost. So where that is concerned, I really hope to see the Minister and Ministry of Finance coming up with more creative solutions than taxation at this time. Maybe there could be more efficiencies where collection is concerned, but certainly not with increased levels of overhead. That is not something that the nation and the businesses that drive the private sector want to see right now.
Mr. Deputy, you head the Supermarket Association of Trinidad and Tobago. It's not a regulatory body, but I'm sure that you would meet with other business chambers and other stakeholders to try to have some sort of communication, some sort of audience with the finance minister in terms of what are your expectations to make, let's say, the business environment more viable, to create a healthy business environment, and to ensure that whatever measures are taken in the budget does not have what you call any sort of negative impact on the people of Trinidad and Tobago, the average citizen of the country.
I understand. You raised an interesting point there, whereby we are not a regulatory body. And I take your other point as well, whereby you don't want to see any other measures where inflationary effects are felt by members of the public. Now, we have, long have we been knocked, the Supermarket Association, on prices, right? And I don't really want to get too deep into that conversation, but what I will say is that we do not have any control over the prices. We are not price setters, we are price takers. Right, so when an average supplier, or when the prominent suppliers in this country have issues with foreign exchange, for example, just one of the myriad of issues that they have to deal with, they will send an incremental increase in their price. They then pass it over to us, and then we have to pass it over to the customer. Now there is the Fair Trading Commission, there's the Consumer Affairs Division. These are what you call the regulatory bodies under the government that's supposed to, have a check and balance on these things. Now, this is a free and a market. This is a market-dominated economy whereby the prices and again the consumer wins in this environment because there are so many options for them to shop at. There are so many supermarkets in this country that they can literally move from store to store looking to see who has the most competitive price. Now, in that regard, we've always advocated that we can play a role in checks and balances for the consumer at the end of the day, because we would like to provide the consumer with the best options. At the same time, we don't want to see anything. I mean, last year we had the increase in minimum wage, which was good for the average citizen, which also, if not measured properly, may well have had an inflationary effect. With COVID-19, all things considered, it really has not been measured yet, certainly not by us, but we would like to see how that has redounded back to the pockets of the average citizen. But at this time, I don't think the government should be looking at that, and if that is where their focus is right now, I believe that is in the wrong place. When we borrow money, the average businessman will tell you, we borrow money to make money. We don't borrow money to pay bills.
All right, let's shift gears here, Mr. Deepti. Now, this new piece of not really a piece of legislation, but this new law mandating the people of Trinidad and Tobago to wear a mask in this COVID environment. It is a measure welcomed by most of the people, yet there seems to be some pocket of resistance over this measure. Share your thoughts with me on this and how this will impact on your business.
We understand why the government is doing it. The intention really is to flatten the curve at the end of the day, and that is something that we can wholeheartedly agree with, because we ourselves are very, very frightened when we look at the numbers. Now, we already had a policy in stores where no mask, no entry was recommended to the majority of our members, and for the most part, we've seen the customers without us even having to ensure that they were wearing the masks. They were taking it upon themselves to adopt that culture. Now, the reality is that given that you've made it legislation now, we have to look. I think there's an issue from what I understand with what people understand to be public and private space, public space, private space, and the interpretation of that by the authorities that now have to enforce this, that being the police and wardens and whomsoever else it falls to. But that is where the consternation of I wouldn't say the customer, but the public really lies. It seems on face value punitive, but at the same time we understand why it is necessary to flatten the curve where COVID-19 is concerned, because people were breaking the law regardless. So from that perspective, we understand why enforcement is necessary. And I think the average consumer who comes into the supermarket is aware of that, and if they wear their mask and they see someone not wearing a mask, they demand that person wear their mask, be it staff, customers, whatever it is. So we see people now saying, "Why aren't you wearing a mask?" And it's a fair point. So we have adopted it as wholesale throughout the supermarket.
So from where you sit, Mr. Deputy, you can safely say that people are adhering to this new mandate, yes?
I would certainly say that people are doing their best to certainly with mask wearing, hand washing, and social distancing. Within these stores, they are really trying their best to do it, and we do our best to enforce it as well, because those are the pillars upon which our COVID-19 response is based upon. Those three tenets of wash your hands, wear your mask, and please stand at least 3 to 6 feet apart.
Mr. Deputy, certainly these new restrictions, these measures outlined by the government of the day to flatten the curve will have and is having an impact on the economy of Trinidad and Tobago. From where you sit as president of the Supermarket Association of Trinidad and Tobago, should this situation continues, let's say in the next couple of months, getting into, let's say into the month of December, what do you envisage? Do you envisage certain more lockdowns? Do you envisage more restrictions? And if so, what is your view in terms of business people complaining about staying afloat and so on?
Certainly, you raised a point. Have these measures impacted business? Yes, they have. They've slowed it down. People are wary of coming out. People are perhaps themselves restricting themselves in terms of movement. So it will slow down business, because in business, it's all about getting the customer in the store, and then regardless of the kind of business that you run, you want the customer to move around and be attracted by what it is you have to sell in terms of the goods and services, right? And now with the COVID-19 is a global pandemic. It's not just Trinidad and Tobago. We understand that, because we also have to deal with foreign principals whom we now have to source our goods from, and they also have their challenges. So we understand that this has affected the global, landscape. So in terms of the rest of the year, we hope to see a decrease through the measures that the ministry has put out of what the cases are per day in terms of the exponential curve that we're seeing right now with cases and the caseload. I don't believe that we will see another lockdown. It is my expectation that COVID-19 is here. The economic reality is that we have to learn to live with COVID. There's a balance that has to be struck between economic health and the medical perspective in terms of the public health perspective of the nation. People have to eat, people have to survive, people have to live. COVID-19 has affected the world. We put these measures in place as a safeguard for the nation to really appreciate the value of their lives, as well as the value of the businesses that they are either a stakeholder in as an employee or an employer, and that they have. This is the situation now. But we going forward for 2020, which I really personally cannot wait to be over. We don't expect any more lockdowns, Kenrick.
All right. Well, Mr. Deputy, I want to thank you very much for sharing some thoughts with us this morning. Always a pleasure chatting with you. Stay safe, my friend.
Thank you very much. You as well, Kenrick. Take care.
The voice there of Rajiv Dipti, President of the Supermarket Association of Trinidad and Tobago, joining us on the program here this morning. We just about 7:30 here in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. I have a call on the line, then we'll go to some commercials, and then we have a very special feature presented by our very own Nico Duki. Stay with us here, 975. Hello, good morning. Welcome. Good morning.
Ken, good morning again.
Good morning to you, Chris.
You know, I have a concern. Every death so far from COVID, the Ministry of Health has this bulletin. The person had pre-existing health conditions.
Well, everybody in Trinidad and Tobago have pre-existing health condition, you know.
So the fella who had no diabetes, hypertension, kidney problem, because hey, you anybody dead who didn't have that? Me have it, so I could party, you know. Why does that have to be part of the release? And then too, isn't a person, a patient entitled to his or her privacy, her medical history? I think so. So this to me is counterproductive when you come out and say pre-existing health condition. I hear what happened. If you haven't, don't worry, you're dead. One party.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. Folks, we need to take a commercial break at this time, and of course, when we come back, we'll present to you a very special feature coming from our colleague here, Nicole Duki, this morning. Stay with us, 975.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Caricare International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card, and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rochette Douglas Road, Barrackpore, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
नबियों के सरदार मोहम्मद नबियों के सरदार
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and the blessings of Almighty Allah be upon each and every one of you. My name is Shazad Ali, and here's an invitation to join me every weekday morning, 5 o'clock, for the program Teachings of Islam, right here on U97.5 FM. Assalamu alaikum.
Kathy School Sport Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy School Sport Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
Can't go anywhere to enjoy yourself? Well, join us on 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio, as we got your Saturdays covered. The party starts from 8 a.m. Yes! 8 a.m. to 12 noon. We got Sharon Baruch alongside DJ Vishal. 12 to 3 p.m. Captain Kendall is in full flight and will take you straight into 3 to 6 as DJ Anil will put you into the mix. Then from 6 to 9, the man DJ Sean, half man, half amazing, takes the spotlight from 6 to 9. And from 9 to 1, the man Corky D steps into the building and he will mix it up for you into the morning. Tune in, log on 975radio.com as we put you in the party mood with all of our DJs and announcers. Tell your friends, tell your family, 975radio.com.
This is Samaru Ramrup inviting you on a journey down memory lane with enchanting songs on the program Nightline. Mondays to Thursdays, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Let your heart sing along with the music on U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
It's now time for your COVID-19 feature on U975, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. It's coming to you with the kind compliments of Balu Engineering, Construction and Maintenance Services Limited.
8 months into the pandemic, we understand that people are tired and yearn to get on with their lives. At the same time, no country can just pretend the pandemic is over. We believe there are 4 essential things that all countries, communities and individuals must focus on to take control. First, prevent amplifying events. In many countries, we have seen explosive outbreaks linked to gatherings of people at stadiums, nightclubs, places of worship, and in other crowds. Second, reduce deaths by protecting vulnerable groups, including older people, those with underlying conditions, and essential workers. Third, individuals must play their part by taking the measures we know work to protect themselves and others. Stay at least 1 meter away from others. Clean your hands regularly. Practice respiratory etiquette and wear a mask. Avoid the three C's: closed spaces, crowded places, and close contact settings. And fourth, governments must take tailored actions to find, isolate, test, and care for cases, and trace and quarantine contacts. And above all, national unity and global solidarity are essential. This virus thrives when we are divided. When we are united, we can defeat it.
And that was the voice of Dr. Tedros Adhanom, the head of the World Health Organization, at Monday's World Health Organization media briefing. Well, good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and welcome to COVID feature courtesy Balu's Engineering, Construction and Maintenance Company Limited. Well, as of this morning, the number of coronavirus cases around the world stood at 25,933,199. Deaths so far, 876 rather. The number of persons recovered would have been 18,215,717 persons. Well, we invite you to stay with us as we continue to update you and inform you as it relates to everything COVID-19 across the globe. Well, of course, you know, COVID-19 affects different people in different ways, and most of the infected people will develop mild to moderate illnesses and recover without hospitalization. So here are some of the symptoms that you can look out for as it relates to COVID-19. Fever, dry cough, tiredness. Less common symptoms include aches and pains, sore throat, diarrhea, conjunctivitis, headache, loss of taste or smell, a rash on the skin, or discoloration of your fingers and toes. Now, what is the recovery time for the coronavirus disease? They found that for people with mild disease, recovery is about 2 weeks, while people with severe or critical disease, recovery is within 3 to 6 weeks. To date, there has been no vaccine for the coronavirus, and the first vaccine safety trials in humans started in March, but the road ahead remains uncertain. Some trials will fail and others may end without a clear result, but a few may succeed in stimulating the immune system to produce effective antibodies against the virus. Well, coronavirus has been taking over the world since December last year, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, there are over 25 million cases of coronavirus across the globe, and I have an update here from the World Health Organization as it relates to the healthcare services and the effects that coronavirus has on the healthcare services across the globe. The World Health Organization on Monday published a first survey on the impact of COVID-19 on healthcare systems based on the reports from 105 countries. Data collected from 5 regions over the period March to June 2020 illustrate that almost every country experienced disruption in its health services, with low and middle income countries reporting the greatest difficulties. Most countries reported that many routine and elective services have been suspended, while critical care, such as cancer screening and treatment for HIV therapy, have seen high-risk interruption in low-income countries. This survey shines a light on the cracks in the health system, but it also serves to inform new strategies to improve healthcare provision during the pandemic and beyond. COVID-19, the head of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Adhanom stated that COVID-19 should be a lesson to all countries that health is not an either-or equation, and we must be better prepared for emergencies, but also keep investing in health systems that fully respond to people's needs throughout the life course. Services hit across the board. Based on reports from key informants, countries on average experience disruption in 50% of a set of 25 tracer services. The most frequently disrupted areas reported included routine immunization, outreach services at 70%, facility-based services at 61%, non-communicable diseases and diagnosis treatment at 69%, family planning and contraception at 68%, treatment for mental health disorders 61%, cancer diagnosis and treatment 55%. Countries also reported disruptions in malaria diagnosis and treatment at 46%, tuberculosis detection and treatment 42%, while some areas of healthcare such as dental care and rehabilitation may have been deliberately suspended in line with government's protocols. The disruption of many other services is expected to have harmful effects on the population health in the short, medium, and long term. So we see that COVID-19 is definitely creating a strain on the healthcare services in countries across the globe, and even here in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, of course, we do have our parallel healthcare system, and as a result of community spread and the number of cases on a daily basis, the government of Trinidad and Tobago has resorted to home quarantine for persons who have tested positive for COVID-19. Well, this is a COVID-19 feature that is being brought to you courtesy Balu's Engineering, Construction and Maintenance Company Limited. And just to give you an update as to what would have happened yesterday, right here in Trinidad and Tobago, we recorded 5 deaths in total. So now the death toll is at 27. The number of samples that was submitted to CAFA and other testing sites as of 6 p.m. yesterday, 23,934 samples that which tested positive, 1,797. So to date, we have 1,797 confirmed cases of COVID-19, and that would have been from the start of the pandemic back in March. The number of persons discharged, 685. As of 6 o'clock yesterday afternoon, 24 positive cases were reported. However, the samples were taken from the period August 23rd to 30th, and it was not a representative of the positive cases in a 24-hour period. The 2 persons who would have died yesterday were an adult female and adult male, both with comorbidities. And the Ministry of Health in Trinidad and Tobago here is reminding the public that they must adhere to the new normal recommendations and take the following personal health measures to protect themselves and loved ones from COVID-19. Wear a mask over your nose and mouth when you go out in public. Keep your distance from others 6 feet apart. Stay home if you are ill. Clean and sanitize services. These include tabletops, doorknobs, and the cell phones. Wash your hands often with soap and water, or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Cough into a tissue or look into the crook of your elbow. Avoid touching your face. If your loved one develops symptoms of COVID-19, call the hotline at 877-WELL or 800-WELL for further guidance. If someone is severely ill, call 811, that's the emergency hotline, or you can take that person to the accident and emergency department of your nearest hospital immediately. The Ministry of Health is expected to update the country at 11 o'clock this morning with another media update. But before we end this feature, we would like to share with you a COVID tip, especially for persons during this time who are forced to work from home. And here are some of the dealing with working at home and some of the tips that you can actually take into consideration as you do that.
Following the global outbreak of the novel coronavirus COVID-19, social distancing has become a necessary preventative measure to slow the spread of this easily transmitted virus. Millions of people are quarantined, causing many to feel suddenly very isolated and alone. Even during normal circumstances, prolonged isolation can be harmful. It has been linked to heart disease, depression, dementia, and even impaired immunity. Social isolation can also exaggerate pre-existing symptoms like anxiety, depression, and even panic. So what can you do to stay connected and healthy while practicing social distancing? First, take care of your mental, physical, and psychological well-being. While it's important to stay up to date on what's going on around you, remember to also focus on the positive. If you have negative thoughts or worries, don't ignore them. Instead, try acknowledging and accepting them, and then discuss them with someone you trust. Breathing exercises, mindfulness, meditation, and muscle relaxation can also help your mental, physical, and emotional state. Exercise. Exercise is another great way to take care of your physical and mental health while in social isolation. Even though you may not be able to go to the gym, find ways to take walks, stretch, and stay active within your space. Find alternative ways to connect with others. There are many ways to connect with your family, friends, and others using technology such as video chat, text, email, calling, or the various social media platforms. Participating in safe and appropriate social media challenges can also be a fun way to help you feel connected. Interacting with people using online support groups can provide great opportunities for you to not only talk about how you are feeling, but also offer emotional support to others who need help coping with the pandemic. Stay active. Long periods of physical and mental inactivity can lead to depression and poor health. Find a project you can do around the house or create a routine of activities to look forward to each day. Limit screen time. Watching TV, browsing the internet, and playing video games can be great outlets, but too much screen time is not healthy. Manage your electronics usage and consider setting reasonable limits each day. If your work from home involves using a computer or phone, try to get up and look away from your screen periodically. Be mindful of unhealthy coping strategies. During times of stress and even boredom, it's easy to cope by turning to food and alcohol. Keep in mind that overeating or drinking too much can lead to unhealthy and harmful habits. If you find yourself turning to food and drink to cope, try using other strategies like meditation, taking a walk, or calling a friend. Find the good. Believe it or not, there can actually be benefits to staying home. For instance, if you find yourself with more time on your hands, it can give you an opportunity to begin new projects, achieve some of your outstanding goals, or even get some much-needed rest and sleep. If you are staying home with children or other family members, it can be an opportunity to spend more quality time together. Try to stay active, healthy, and connected with others during this trying time. Quarantine doesn't have to be unbearable if you remember to take care of yourself and others during your time at home.
That was your COVID-19 feature on U975, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. It was brought to you courtesy Balo Engineering, Construction and Maintenance Services Limited.
Yes, sir. Let's thank Balo Engineering, Construction and Maintenance Company Limited for partnering with us here at 975 FM Hot Like Pepper to present this COVID feature for you. The time in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago is just about 10 minutes to the hour of 8 o'clock, and that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of Radio 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Let's go to some commercials here this morning.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Caricare International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card, and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rosha Douglas Road, Barrackpore, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
Durban Trading Company Limited Supermarket, your one-stop shop for all your wholesale and retail items, conveniently located at 28 Foster Road in Sandy Grande. Take advantage of the most unbeatable prices. Need to transfer money or pay a bill? Then they have you covered. Call 627-3063 or 223-0630 for more information.
Kathy School Sport Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's School Sport Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio is now on Facebook. Like us, follow, and share our page. We'll be sharing the latest news, tips, and much more. You can also view what's happening in our studio. Find us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel at RCL U975.
This is Samaru Ramrup inviting you on a journey down memory lane with enchanting songs on the program Nightline. Mondays to Thursdays, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Let your heart sing along with the music on U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio.
It's the talk of the town. It's Talk It Talk on U975 FM, Monday to Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. So join me, your host Mukesh Baburam, on a 3-hour journey guaranteed to take your stress away. Remember, Monday to Thursday, right here on U975 FM.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. We are heading up to the hour of 8 o'clock. This is about 6 minutes here to the hour of 8, and that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of Radio 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Folks, the situation is grim indeed. I'm not trying to scare you into any situation, but it is real outside there. It is real, according to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. This is no dry run. This is no trial. This is real. People are dying. 5 people would have died yesterday as a result of the coronavirus. The spike continues in Trinidad and Tobago, and based on what we are seeing in front of us, we can continue to expect an increase in these cases. As a matter of fact, some would have called yesterday and even today, that is callers of course, they are saying that, look, our health system could be compromised. We could be overwhelmed with this situation if we do not adhere to all of the guidelines as outlined by the Ministry of Health. You know, I've been saying this to you for the longest while. And 2 months ago, I would have been calling on the people of Trinidad and Tobago, more so the legislators, to make the wearing of masks mandatory. Now that the wearing of masks is mandatory, well, there are some resistance to it. You can find, you'll go to different jurisdiction in different business places, and you'll see people, you know, wearing the mask under the chin, on top of their head, as though it's a style, it's the new norm. No, it's not. you need to wear the mask in the proper way to cover your nose and to cover your mouth. Anyway, let me keep you a bit entertained this morning as we prepare for the 8 o'clock newscast. And when we come back, we'll be into the final hour of today's edition of the morning program. You Talk 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Let's hear from the maestro. By the way, let me offer kudos to all those people who would have been involved and took time, effort, and energy to actually refurbish the great site of the maestro down at San Fernando. Thank you very much. Patriots indeed of Trinidad and Tobago. Stay with us here, 975.
Mr. Trinidad, tell me what scene you want. Do you just like political confusion? You criticizing the way you live, yet you can't produce an alternative. You say you against the power structure, you ain't like the opposition either. But take care, you jump out the hot water and end up in the center of the fire. Because you refuse to vote in election, but then you want revolution. You're strongly against communism. You walk out on colonialism. You say Eric William had to go, but who to replace him? You ain't know. So to make a long story short from in front, Trinidadians ain't really know what they want. My friend, if you don't want democracy, the opposite is guerrilla activity. If you don't want democratic improvement, you have to want a revolutionist government. And yet when Guy Harewood went in the hills with Jennifer Jones, you let them get killed. All you're doing is grinning and skylarking. You come like the ass in the lion's skin, because you say Robinson is a traitor. You say worse than that about Granger. You say Kamal seeking his own interest. You call Millet a Marxist Leninist. You are ODAC, neither DLP, and you say PNM is only Ratchet. Well, you tying up yourself. I gonna tell you why. Trinidadians just like plenty mama guy. Trinidadian talking black power. It's not wrong for a man to love his culture. Yes, you walk around with your Afro flat and you're dragging alpagat and fat sapat. But although they're rapping about Africa, you're eating roti like if you're born in India. So who you gonna blame when you make your book and end up like a cat on a hot tin roof? Because you say you're going Afro all the way. Let you smile when they bring in Tony May. William say he want to retire. You beg him to stay a little longer. You reject Carl's act on public order. Now you want the same Carl for Prime Minister. Like your sense of reasoning goes and comes. It won't surprise me if you call back Albert Gumbs.
97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for major news to the hour. It comes to you with the very kind compliments of Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Lisha Limited, the Trinidad and Tobago Newsday, and Darpan Trading Company Limited.
This is the 8 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Nicole Dookie. Good morning. The COVID-19 death toll in Trinidad and Tobago stands at 27. This after 5 more people died. In its 10 a.m. update, the Ministry of Health stated that one man and 2 females died. They were patients with pre-existing medical conditions. In its 6 p.m. update, the Ministry of Health said 1 man and 1 woman with pre-existing medical conditions also died as a result of COVID-19. Meanwhile, 24 new positive cases of COVID-19 were recorded at 6 p.m. The country's total number of confirmed cases now stands at 1,797. There are currently 1,085 active cases. A woman has been chopped to death. She has been identified as 29-year-old Shireen Huggins of Dan Kelly, Laventille. She was killed at around 4 o'clock this morning. According to reports, Huggins was chopped during a domestic dispute. Residents of Moruga continued the protest action on Tuesday. They have been protesting over the alleged police killing of one of their own. The residents are demanding action be taken against the police officer who shot and killed Venrick Holden on Friday afternoon. They want the officer brought to justice.
Leave the house and gone with his friend, and the person that he was moving with is a civilian, not an officer. You understand? And all you kill a man, and then you breach protocol on top of that, because if you say a man attack you and you shoot him, you're supposed to wait for other police to respond. You take up the man and you throw him in your car. You understand? We don't know where you carry him. Up to now, we don't know where we brought it.
The residents say they are fearful since the officer lives in the community.
The police officer in the incident gave one statement stating an account of what happened, and the whole nation saw a video of what really played on, and he's still living in our community. And we are all afraid of living because this is a man who has his gun home, so he could be shooting anybody. We are all in fear.
Meanwhile, investigations are continuing into the incident. The probe is undertaken by the Police Complaints Authority, which assured that due process will be followed. It said it will not express any views prior to any determination by a court. In some other news, the new law term will open on September 16th. However, this year it will be done virtually. According to reports, this is in keeping with the COVID-19 restrictions. The opening has traditionally been an event of a lot of pomp and ceremony. This includes a religious service at the Trinity Cathedral in Port of Spain. This is followed by a procession of judges and members of the legal fraternity in their full legal attire from the cathedral to the nearby Hall of Justice. This year, there will be no procession. Chief Justice Ivor Archie will deliver his address virtually. Meanwhile, the Office of the President has stated that the National Awards ceremony has been cancelled indefinitely. This was confirmed in a media release yesterday. It said that it had not yet received a list of those selected to receive awards this year. As a result, this has compromised its ability to host the awards to the usual standard on September 24th. The Office of the President said it was aware that the National Awards Committee had extended its deadline for nominations from April 30th to May 29. It also cited the impact of the COVID-19 on the postponement. You are listening to the 8 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. It's time now to take a look at regional and international development. We start with news in the region. The coronavirus death toll at the Turks and Caicos Island jumped from 4 on Monday with the passing of an unidentified patient. The Ministry of Health has sent condolences to the patient's relatives. To date, 508 people tested positive for COVID-19 in the territory. Of that figure, 200 have recovered. Internationally, Facebook says it has dismantled a small network of accounts and pages that were part of a Russian influence operation. The company said the campaign was linked to Russia's Internet Research Agency, an organization close to the Russian government and accused of interference in the 2016 U.S. election. Twitter also suspended 5 accounts from the same network. The operation centered around Peace Data, which claimed to be a non-profit news website in English and Arabic. Both Facebook and Twitter said the campaign have achieved very limited success. In news of the weather for the period today until tonight, Trinidad, Tobago and the remainder of the Lesser Antilles, partly cloudy conditions are expected with intervals of light to moderate showers occurring in varying localities. There is a 60% chance of a few heavy showers and thunderstorms from afternoon onwards. These conditions will continue into the early parts of the night, with improvement expected after midnight. Gusty winds, street and flash flooding are likely in areas of heavy showers and thunderstorms. Seas are slight to moderate with waves 1 meter up to 1.5 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. The current temperature is 26 degrees Celsius. And this brings us to the end of the 8 a.m. newscast on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Stay tuned for another newscast at noon. I am Nicole Dookie. Good morning.
Well, thank you very much, Nicole, for that 8 o'clock newscast. And note that you can catch Nicole again at around midday for another comprehensive newscast. It's all happening on right here, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Let's go to some commercials, and when we come back, we'll continue with our discussion. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, the morning program.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. For all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Durban Trading Company Limited Supermarket, your one-stop shop for all your wholesale and retail items, conveniently located at 28 Foster Road in Sandy Grande. Take advantage of the most unbeatable prices. Need to transfer money or pay a bill? Then they have you covered. Call 627-3063 or 223-0630 for more information.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Big People Party every Friday and Saturday from 6 to 9 live on U975 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Yours truly DJ Sean. We're going to pump a little bit of reggae, soca, chutney, disco, and you never know what else. Join me every Friday and Saturday from 6 to 9.
Can't go anywhere to enjoy yourself? Well, join us on 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio, as we got your Saturdays covered. The party starts from 8 a.m. Yes, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. We got Sharon Baruch alongside DJ Vishal. 12 to 3 p.m. Captain Kendall is in full flight and will take you straight into 3 to 6 as DJ Anil will put you into the mix. Then from 6 to 9, the man DJ Sean, half man, half amazing, takes the spotlight from 6 to 9. And From 9 to 1, the man Corky D steps into the building and he will mix it up for you into the morning. Tune in, log on 975radio.com as we put you in the party mood with all of our DJs and announcers. Tell your friends, tell your family, 975radio.com.
Yes, indeed, and thank you very much for choosing us here at 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Just to add that if you have any product, goods, or services and you needed to advertise such, well, then you need to contact our marketing department at 720-5858 or simply call me. Yeah, we can do with the business. 731-4382. We have a caller here on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning. Can I ask you a question? How important do you think a laptop is now for school children?
Well, it is of utmost importance, my friend.
All right. So don't you think that the government, all right, they don't have no money to buy. They're not buying as they should or giving everybody. Don't you think that they have a lot of people who live abroad who have good used laptops that they want to send for family members, their brother, sister, niece, nephews, all them kind of thing, or buy a new one and send it for them? Don't you think that the government should allow these things to come into the country and the parents don't have to pay no VAT and duty on it?
Well, one caller yesterday told me that if you are purchasing a laptop, you are not subjected to any taxes or anything like that. But I still have to get clarity on that. But I share your suggestion. But you do not want to look as though we are a dumping ground for what you call these devices. But I agree with you. Hence why the Minister of Education, Nyan Gatsby-Dolly, is making an appeal to corporate Trinidad and Tobago to lend a helping hand to those families who cannot afford the devices. But I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Right. Well, okay, that's all well and good that she's asking for people in Trinidad here. But you might have a brother who lives abroad who wants to buy a brand new computer and send it for you. You know, so you buy it and you send it, and you don't pay no VAT, you don't pay no duty. So, you know, you don't come out with any money. So if somebody from abroad can help you to buy one and send it for you, a family member. Some people, they want to update in America. They have good computers. Good computers. They want to update. They say, look, okay, I'll buy one for myself. This one is very good, and I'm going to send it for you.
No, well, your suggestion is welcome, you know. Your suggestion is welcome, and I'm sure that families who are in need of the necessary assistance in this respect, getting the device, they would welcome such.
But Kenrick, you know, I can't understand. I'm not smart, Kenrick. I'm not that really smart. You have these people, ministers, who are very educated. You mean to say that they can't come up with something like that? You know, I think that some reporter asked the Prime Minister about that, you know, and he said that, you know, he didn't answer.
But there's another challenge here, you know. With a device, let's say a laptop, you may have one laptop at a home, and you have about 2 or 3 students attending primary and secondary school, and they would want to use that device at a specific time. How do you challenge that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If there's a situation, then you might have a family member abroad. Okay, I could send one for you. And here the other part, the other thing about it, what they might say. Well, people will sell laptop here, you won't pay no VAT, no duty, and you go sell it to make a profit. All right? So all you do, when you go to clear the computer, you work with the child birth paper, all right? And they put it in a database, use the parent, use the child, you get one computer. If you have two of them who need, you tell the parent, look, listen, we could only allow you 2 for the year. Next year you could apply and you could get another one.
All right, my friend. Well, I hear you. But look, as I said, there's no perfect fit in this environment. It's a virtual teaching. There would be challenges. How do we cope with these challenges? Well, it's another matter altogether. That's why when I opened the program this morning, I said that it is important that stakeholders meet on a regular basis to iron out certain issues and to look at moving forward. As I said, it's not a perfect fit. There will be challenges, and we have to try in all respect to see how best we can address these concerns, my friend. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, Kenneth.
Good morning.
Kenneth, this is a call for the MPs of the different communities in which they represent and for the councillors. we have COVID in the air, right? So we cannot really have large meetings. What the MPs and councillors can do is they can split in the community to have meetings with the people who have children attending school. Now, according to the other scholar, do a database collection. In doing this, Kenrick, the principal of the schools will also know who are the children that will need laptops, as the case may be. If we do not get a head start, and the caller was right, there are people as MPs and high officers in this country, they don't have the basic common sense to think about these things. And also when you're having these meetings with 10 or 15 people, socially distanced away, there's like when they have the press conference, Kenrick. This can be done from now on with MPs and councillors. And in this meeting, Kenrick, you can gather information, you can gather solving problems, and you can rectify things as time go by. If we do not start on having these small little meetings every day of the week, because our MP is being paid, our councillor is being paid, agreed? So it's time that they get their butt off and start to get things going. Now, the government is asking stakeholders of the day to contribute in whatever way they can. But I want to tell you this now, Kenrick. I am paying $393 a month for unlimited data plan on my cell phone. Okay? And I will tell you this now. It do not work 100%. You are paying for something is not really working 100%. What the internet system people in this country need to do is to rectify that problem first.
Well, that's why, Larry, yesterday I spoke about connectivity and the infrastructure and the speed.
Good. But wait, Kenrick, we have gone over to 5G network, and they have reported that 5G network is way faster than 4G. It is the best thing ever since sliced bread come out, right? And we have to get this internet problem solved in order for all the children who are getting laptops to do their virtual teaching at home and studying. They need to rectify our internet problem in this country. Rectify that first, and then you get down. Because listen, remember when the pandemic first came out in this country, it was announced. The Ministry of Education said that the website up and running, and it can take plenty people on board for teaching for children. Agreed?
Yeah, but it crashed immediately.
Good. Why it crashed, Kenrick? Why it crashed? Because the system was overloaded. And the internet providers in this country, which is number one, TSCT, they need to get their act in order. Because here what? You can go and purchase a laptop for a child. You will pay for your data plan as the case may be. But you may not get what you are paying for. That will cause interruption with the teacher who is doing the virtual teaching. The child or children involved now who are doing it will be interrupted because some will get information, some will not get information. So here what? I am saying this morning, Kenrick. MPs, whether you're in government or you're in opposition, councillors, need to talk to your chairman, start address these matters by little meetings in community centers, 10, 15 people max, separate them out, and start gathering information, start gathering the problems that people are having, and bring it back to the MP now, and have a meeting that the MP can take it now to the Ministry of Health, to the Minister of Education, to the Prime Minister, and we can sort this thing out. Because if we don't do it, Kenrick, we just spinning cup in mud, we just talking every day, and the children being left back. Have a good morning.
Thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning. Good morning, friend. Good morning.
Morning to you.
Yeah, hello. Good morning.
Yes,
yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Now, after listening to that, we have a group of people saying still, he was giving out laptops. And if you were giving out laptops, all what our last caller called for, we would have all these infrastructures in place. And when you give out the laptops, we wouldn't have this problem that we're suffering with today, because we would have been far more advanced, as they want to say, because we try to have the laptop, but we still are paying nearly $400 a month for connectivity you could pay, and I ain't getting it. And who can, and I give a laptop, and I don't have access to connectivity because I can't pay $400 a month. So it was wasting time. So all our money went down the drain. So now that COVID is here, we now end up in a real problem where the money that we spent before seemed to be wasted, and we still end up back in the same problem. That's all. Enjoy your morning.
You know what? I'm trying to understand your contribution. The initiative by the People's Partnership Administration to introduce laptops or provide laptop for children was a good initiative, and their argument as to why that measure was stopped. I'm not here to say nay or yea, or to support or not support. The fact is we're in a situation now where you'll have students who are quote-unquote privileged have certain advantage over those other people who do not have the necessary infrastructure. Let's take this call on the line. Well, I'm sorry to miss your call, but you need to call me back. No, and as I said, it's not a perfect fit situation. There will be challenges. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975. Good morning.
Point I'm making, Mr. Kendrick, position we here now, where it's not a perfect fit. The investment and people's partnership made there, planned it through, and ensured, because they're giving laptops to people who you know living in rural areas who don't have access to connectivity. They had known that then. So the argument they're bringing now that they give out laptops so we will not be in this position. But then if you listen to the last caller, we have infrastructure problem with the main service provider. That is one. And then we have children who can't afford. That is two. So as we give out the same laptop to the children who can't afford, who still don't have access to the service provider. So we waste time and we waste our money. That's the point I'm making.
All right. Well, I hear you. I hear you. But you're making certain inference, and I don't want to take the conversation there. But the point I'm making to you here is this. We are in an environment, a COVID-19 environment, where it is difficult to actually reach out to all of the students at the same time. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Well, Karen, maybe you should try to get in contact with the Ministry of Telecommunication to see how best they can rectify now this connectivity problem that we are having. Because if you are asking the stakeholders of the country to step in to assist the young minds of the country to go forward, and we're having this problem, the Ministry of Telecommunication needs to address this situation as fast as possible. Because a parent might go to Telia and buy a laptop, according to the specs. He might go to the company and pay for internet, and halfway down the road, he is getting what he paid for. Because, as I said before, and Mr. Sarge from Barataria, you're missing the point. We have all been paying in this country for services, and we never got 100% of it, past government, present government. And when we talked about it on the radio, who love their party want to come out and lash out on us? I'm not here to campaign for anybody. I am here to give solutions. And one of the solutions is, Kenrick, that if you have time before the week is over, try to get an interview with the Ministry of Telecommunication and ask them what they are doing to improve the connectivity issue in this country, because of now that we have to teach children at home with computers and television screens and stuff. And if we're not going to get answers now, you think we'll get answers on the road? We have to address the matter as it is today, as of today.
Well, as I said, there will be challenges, Larry, and in this respect, I think that the Minister of Public Utilities, in this respect, is Marvin Gonzalez, who has that mandate. As I said, connectivity would be a problem, and the speed of connectivity. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Kendrick, morning again. Kendrick, the education of a child and their teacher, a laptop stands in between their education and your teacher. That's how important a laptop is right now.
All right, well, thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning. Good morning, Chris.
If there was a group of people with on laptops, and you say, watch, I'm making sense. What did you replace it with?
Nothing.
So this stupid donkey logic that I'll be hearing. If you say all of this would have been happening before, if they didn't give away laptop, will you stop it? Well, okay, put it in place that you have to tax on laptop,
no, but
and you could take it from abroad. So where's this trouble now?
It was a work in progress.
And then 5 years plus. 5 years plus a work in progress. And this interconnectivity costing $400. My friend, I have internet. It cost me $100 So I know who they deal with there. I don't know which company they deal with there to $400 for connectivity. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you very much. And one must also take into consideration the workload now for teachers. Some teachers are not equipped to deal with this present environment. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975. Good morning.
Morning, Kendrick.
Good morning, sir.
I think this is a very unbalanced situation, and they're not understanding what's really happening here. Yes, the children, most importantly, the children will be the one at risk.
Quite true.
The social problems here in Trinidad is so overwhelming. I can give you a classic example. I have 4 kids, and they all under 12 years old, and they all go to school. They don't have a laptop. Me and the child mother, we not together. And I pay maintenance. Maintenance barely enough to even buy a computer at the end of the day. How do we survive? The school never even called to find out what's going on with the children. We've been calling. We ask for help in all situations, food card, whatever you think, and nothing has ever happened. I'm talking about census pandemic. What do we do? I'm just one person. What about the other percentage of people who are really can't afford to even see the light of the day? What's going to happen to them?
Well, that's the point I'm making this morning, my friend. I am saying that there would be a group of students who would be at a disadvantage. How do we challenge that? How do we address that?
The ministry will have all that information already, because schools have been running for how many years now, and students have been coming. They know the families in the district, and like some of the people who will be calling and talking, they're right. The system knows who the children are already. Why haven't they targeted them to try to help them in some way? I mean, if you check the system in the court, how many parents are paying maintenance and they can't even afford to do it? They sometimes they even get locked up. And they have 4 and 5 children.
So
I'm not saying it's government fault, but at the end of the day, the problem is a social problem.
Well, how do we challenge this? You're a parent. How do we challenge this?
The government has the information, be it which present, past, they all have the information. The children are the future of this country. At the end of the day, they have to be able to deal with this situation from their standpoint. I don't have the information. They have to know the schools. The principal knows who are the children who would be at risk. I think it's supposed to be working.
Well, as I said, my friend, well, thank you very much for your contribution here with me this morning. It is a challenge, and how do we address it? Well, I just do not know. I don't have the answers. All I'm saying to you and the listening audience is that I'm hoping that the stakeholders here, including the minister, the Parent Teachers Association, tutor, they all need to come on board to try to iron out some of these issues and some of these challenges. It is a challenge indeed, but at the end of the day, you're talking here about the children's education, the future of Trinidad and Tobago. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Good morning. Kerrick, is the challenge the money? Is it the finance? Is it that the government don't have the money and they can't afford to buy the laptops to the children? All right? But you know what? We could pay millions of dollars to transport prisoners every year. And we can't find the money to buy laptops to the children.
So you are saying our priorities are all wrong. That's what you're saying. All right, my friend. Well, folks, on that note, must go to some commercials here this morning. And thank our callers for calling into our program. Certainly it's a pleasure hosting you. I have to make an early exit from the studio this morning because I have some pressing business to attend to. In the meantime, I'll keep you a bit entertained with some my sort of music, what you call nation-building music, patriotic music. But let me take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Kennedy parent was right, you know. The ministry, the government have all the data on the children. They even have people with the school feeding program to take food, prepared food, and asking NGOs to transport it to the children. So they have the information. The gentleman asked what he must do. Let me tell you what he must do. Go and get a party car that badges on it.
All right, Chris, thank you very much for your thoughts with me this morning. Folks, you're with 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us as we continue to keep you informed and entertained.
People Party every Friday and Saturday from 6 to 9. Live on U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio. Yours truly, DJ Sean. We're going to pump a little bit of reggae, soca, chutney, disco, and you never know what else. Join me every Friday and Saturday from 6 to 9.
Can't go anywhere to enjoy yourself? Well, join us on 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio, as we got your Saturdays covered. The party starts from 8 a.m. Yes, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. We got Sharon Baruch alongside DJ Vishal. 12 to 3 p.m. Captain Kendall is in full flight and will take you straight into 3 to 6 as DJ Anil will put you into the mix. Then from 6 to 9, the man DJ Sean, half man, half amazing, takes the spotlight from 6 to 9. And from 9 to 1, the man Corky D steps into the building and he will mix it up for you into the morning. Tune in, log on 975radio.com as we put you into party mood with all of our DJs and announcers. Tell your friends, tell your family, 975radio.com.
KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia, for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters and water pumps, plus all parts for Gould, Pentax and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BTCino, Leviton and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia.
It's the talk of the town. It's Talk It Up on U975 FM, Monday to Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. So join me, your host, Mukesh Baburam, on a 3-hour journey guaranteed to take your stress away. Remember, Monday to Thursday, right here on U975 FM.
This is Samaru Ramrup inviting you on a journey down memory lane with enchanting songs on the program Nightline. Mondays to Thursdays, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Let your heart sing along with the music on U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Blessings to all. Tune in to U975 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 a.m. with the Jesus Sanctuary Church. Let us draw near with a sincere heart in full assurance of faith. Ask and it shall be given to you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. Somebody's knocking on your door with Pastor Munisa Ramdas and his power team of the Jesus Sanctuary Church of 1174 Naparima Mayara Road, Tableland. U975 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio.
For it is nature's way until judgment day. Weakness ain't got a chance. Playing strong cause I realize the price little one must pay to keep the big one in paradise.
is torment and misery all day. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. So they will right the wrong when the master plays. As long as you have the cash and all your strings attached, you are on earth but living in heaven. There's nothing for the poor or as evermore. Life in a lion's den. Hungry man shall aspire to keep the high man on top, to take him higher and higher. The poor one must struggle till he drop. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. So they will bite the ground when the master plays. Down in South Africa, white men with gun power have the natives under subjection. The black majority live in poverty, all because they ain't strong. Black man life is a thoroughfare. Nature make him a slave. South Africa is a nightmare for callers from cradle to the grave. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. So they will bite the ground when the master plays. Today is bound to halt. Nature will somersault, bringing sudden death to this wild place. And only those who clean going to make this scene. How you hope to get paid? Sufferers shouldn't worry. Nature taking its course. Tomorrow you may be happy. Just hold on. If you let go, you're lost. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. So they will right the wrong when the master plays.
bosom fed you my oil. And even when you took and wasted and left me drained, there was always love for you in my soil. Even when my older children, they tried to shame me, setting no rules for the younger ones, bringing such grief and sadness into my household. In the end, they're still my daughters and sons. I will always be there for you. No matter what you do, whatever joy or pain that you are going through, I will always be there for you. I will be always there for you. Everybody always called me a blessed mother. Mama Trini, God must love you, they'd say. Hello, high water, I would just rise and embrace you, protecting my children in every way. Even when you fight and argue about different fathers, remember, the middle passage brought them straight to my door. Mama never worry about no race, I just love them. And so my blood does boil when you start to walk. I will always be there for you. No matter what you do, whatever joy or pain that you are going through, I will always be there for you. I will be always there for you. So if you really want to make your old lady happy, if you really want to fill me with joy, all you got to do is start looking out for each other. I mean, man and woman check for the girls and boys. To those of you who sow your seeds and then run like crazy, I want to see you turn and commit your heart. And those of you who choose to lead all the rest, do your duty. Foolishness will only tear us apart. And I will always be there for you. No matter what you do, whatever joy or pain that you are going through, I will always be there for you. I will be always there for you. I will always be there for you. No matter what you do, whatever joy or pain that you are going through, I will always be there for you. I will be always there for you.
Gosh, boy,
I can't wait to go home.
Stuck in traffic again, Hare Babri.
Well, guess what? Your day is about to get hotter than ever in the afternoon. It's the new afternoon drive time program on you 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Tune in Monday to Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with yours truly, the DJ Flavia Experience. Let's make it hotter than ever in the afternoon. Great music, great info, and great vibes. Hotter than ever in the afternoon. Monday to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. on you 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio is now on Facebook. Like us, follow and share our page. We'll be sharing the latest news, tips and much more. You can also view what's happening in our studio. Find us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel at RCL U975.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Caricare International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rocha Douglas Road, Barrackpore, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.